Toolbox Talks Hand Protection. The objective of this hand protection video is to make employees aware of the common types of hand protection that can be used and look at the best practices for their use. Your hands can be subject to numerous potential injuries at work. Make sure you use the appropriate level of hand protection to minimize the chance of a hand injury. Recognize the products you are working with or the work environment that your hands will be involved with, whether that is working with chemicals, working in extreme hot temperatures, or extreme cold temperatures, working with sharp products or cutting tools, heavy products, or abrasive products. Protective gloves are available in a variety of materials that protect against various hazards. When you are preparing to protect yourself against chemical burns, biological hazards, skin irritation, and dermatitis, use gloves made from the following materials: latex, butyl, nitrile, neoprene, or synthetics. When you are preparing to protect yourself against cuts, abrasions, punctures, and burns, use gloves made from the following materials: metal mesh, leather, or canvas. When you are preparing to protect yourself against dirt and abrasions, use gloves made from the following materials: fabric or fabric coated. When you are preparing to protect yourself against cuts, punctures, and abrasions, use gloves made from rubber. And when you are preparing to protect yourself against extreme hot temperatures or extreme cold temperatures, use gloves that are insulated. When selecting gloves, consider the following when making your decision: what tasks are being performed, the conditions of the work area, the length of time you will be using the gloves, how often you will need to wear the gloves, what grip will the gloves need, is puncture or cut resistance needed, are there any chemicals present, or are there any other potential hazards that your hands should be protected for? There are several safe practices to consider when protecting your hands from injury. Prior to use, inspect gloves for holes, excessive wear, discoloration, stiffness, or manufacturing flaws. Verify that the disposable gloves haven't already been worn for use prior. Replace excessively used gloves immediately. When work is completed, take appropriate precautions when removing gloves around sharp objects or hazardous materials. Store or dispose of gloves properly after each use, and wash your hands after using the gloves. So in review, what types of gloves are suited to protect yourself from chemical burns or skin irritations? Latex, butyl, nitrile, neoprene, or synthetic. What types of gloves are best suited to be used to protect yourself from cuts, abrasions, or punctures? Metal mesh, leather, canvas, or rubber. Some hand injury and safety stats to think about. In 2017, there were over 1 million hand injuries recorded in the United States alone. 70% of the injuries resulted from not wearing any type of hand protection. 30% of the injuries resulted from wearing the wrong type of glove. 20% of all disabling workplace injuries involved the hands. Over $750 million were spent on finger, hand, and wrist injuries in 2017, where lacerations and punctures averaged a cost of around $53,000 per injury. Remember that many potential hand injuries can be prevented by taking the appropriate precautions and making sure we are wearing the appropriate protection.